So, on today's episode, I decided to do something really fun and interview one of my former clients, Manu. And it's such a great conversation that we have where he shares what his experience was like before working with me, what it was like during the process, and what it's been like since working with me, and how everything that we've done together is still helping him live a better life and just thrive and grow and have more self confidence. And yeah, I'm so grateful that he was willing to do this. I hope to have other episodes like this with my other clients, just because I think it's really good to hear firsthand experience from someone. So, if you're curious about what it's like to be a client of mine, what it's like to go through my Getting Back to You program, and you want to know from someone who's done it, who's been there, then I think you'll really love this episode. And if you do, send me a message on Instagram and let me know what you think about it. And without further ado, let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to the Mighty Emotions podcast, where we talk openly about our emotions so that we can have the capacity to receive more of what life has to offer. I'm your host, Giselle. I'm an emotional resilience coach, and my mission is to empower you and equip you with the tools to take control of your life by learning to master your emotions. If you're ready to eliminate negative patterns of avoiding and numbing so you can have inner peace, increase self-esteem, improve your relationships with others, and get more out of life, then keep listening. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Mighty Emotions podcast. And today I'm really excited to have one of my former clients, Manu, with me. And I wanted to chat with him and record this conversation because I've worked with Manu for 2 months and I'm amazed at how he has grown and really wanted him to share from his perspective what it was like working with me and what the process was like of getting in touch with his emotions. And I think it would be really good for someone else listening to this who is maybe interested in working with me or interested in knowing more about the process, to hear from someone who's been through it instead of just me talking about it all the time. So welcome to the podcast, Manu.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. So I just want to just give a little summary beforehand, like so the listeners can get an idea of things. Like, how did you kind of manage your emotions before? Because when you came to me, you were aware that you had a pattern of not really dealing with your emotions, right?
Yeah. So I don't think I really dealt with them. I think I just kind of suppressed them. I kind of just tucked them away and hope for the best. And yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And did
So I
you
didn't
feel
really
like it?
deal with them.
Well, and did you feel like that led to a lot of like anxiety and like a lot of like, how do you feel like not dealing with them affected your life?
Um, Only in the last couple of years, I guess, like as you mature, it kind of
Mm,
started bottling up, and I kind of started feeling those like repercussions of like, okay, I'm super tense, I'm stressed a lot, I get like
mm,
super easily irritated, anxiety in like situations I shouldn't be anxious.
mm.
Um, so yeah, so then it just as like I got older, it got worse and worse, and I just decided like I needed to face this somehow.
Totally. And like, have you tried anything in the past to face your emotions before working with me? Like, did you seek out support in another way?
I tried it one time when I was in college. I tried to like go and get help from the college psychiatrist, and
Mm,
I went in for like one session, and it wasn't for me. Like it
yeah.
felt too clinical. I kind of studied a little bit of social work and stuff in school, so it just
Yeah.
felt like what I had learned, and it didn't feel comfortable. So
Right.
I kind of
You didn't have
pushed
like
that aside.
the personal touch, I guess.
Yeah, and it was too like I was talking to like a professional that was kind of higher than me, and it's just that's how it felt, right? It didn't feel like I
Yeah.
was just having a conversation to kind of go through these feelings and whatever I was going through at that time.
Nice. Yeah. And I get the question a lot, which is why I asked because folks want to know like what's the difference between working with me and with a therapist. And obviously every therapist is different, every situation is different, everyone's comfort levels are different. But from my perspective, working with me is that kind of human to human connection. It's just like us chatting and moving through things. Like how did you feel about our sessions and just the way that I facilitated it, I guess.
Um, I felt good about it because it felt like I was talking to a friend or like to someone I know and I'm comfortable with. It didn't feel like I was being interviewed or like kind of studied in a sense or whatever. It just felt
Mm,
like, and every day, every time we had a session, we didn't kind of follow and continue. You just asked me how I felt, and then we kind of went with that. And a lot of the times, it fell in the same kind of pattern, but
yeah.
like it just didn't feel like it was like scheduled and it was something that I had to do. It just felt comfortable and very easy.
Good. I mean, it felt that way too. Like, I think people think talking about our emotions is really heavy and draining. And the work that I try to do is to leave you feeling more empowered. And so, like, from your perspective, like, did the sessions feel super heavy and draining, or did you get that? Did that come across in our sessions?
Um, at the start, I think it was, but it was more like because I felt heavy. Like I
Mm,
just felt like I needed to lay it all out on the table. But as I was going, it just felt like an ease. It just kind of like all the like as I was talking, it kind of just fell off at my shoulders, and it kind of like as we were conversating and having like these sessions, it just I gained tools and stuff, and along the way, and it just got easier and easier and easier to like manage my emotions, and it's I don't know, it just got easier.
I love that. No, that's good. And I watched you do better and better each week, and you'd be sharing your wins with me, like the ways you would handle certain situations differently because you were now dealing with your emotions or because you weren't suppressing them anymore and you had these tools and you were using these tools, which was amazing for me to watch too. Like it was a privilege. Like thank you for trusting me with this process because it's a vulnerable process and
Yeah,
it's really brave of you to do. And I know that when I share in other spaces about how my process works is like it's actions. Like I like to give you things to do in between sessions to really
mhm.
integrate it. And so did you find those actions are like homework that I would give you? Like did you find it difficult to do? Like how did you feel about the homework?
Well, main thing, it didn't feel like homework. It didn't feel like I had to go and do this task, and it just kind of like you were giving me this tool, and it was just like use it as you can. So it was
Yeah.
like, and it was so as soon as like you gave me those tools, the prior weeks to that, it was like as soon as a situation would come up, like let's say I had trouble like talking to like an authority figure where I get super anxious. Well, then I'd walk away and like take a breath and like just calm myself down and go into a room where like no one was there and just you know so
Mm,
yeah, so it didn't feel like homework. It just felt like you were just giving me like tools to add to my belt that I can use every day, you know.
nice. And it was easy to
Yeah,
use, right? Like you found it easy to apply when you needed it. It didn't
yeah,
require
because it
like
wasn't no thinking. It was kind of automatic. It was just like, oh, remember what Giselle told you, walk away. And it's just like kind of like you just do it. It was like very it came to me very quick and like easy because it was so simple.
I love that. Yes, and you once you apply it, you start to notice the shifts, right? Like it progresses. So like where would you say you've come to now in terms of like now you have these tools, you apply them when you remember to, when you can, and have you noticed a difference in, I mean, you said you were feeling, anxious in situations where you didn't want to feel anxious or you were struggling with these emotions more and more. And we talked about like the emotions don't disappear, it's just us learning how to navigate that and manage that. So now that we're not working together anymore, do you find that you're still able to rely on these tools?
Yeah, and I kind of either I add my little thing to it because like you kind of alter them to you, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like but I still use them on the daily. And I found like, I don't know, my life kind of switched since then. And like, I have trouble opening up to people. I've always had trouble opening up to people because of what I thought they would think about what I was saying or whatever it was. But now it's like I even find myself like, if I have something on my mind, I'll go to my partner, I'll go to someone and just talk it out. And like, because it just
Yeah.
helps you, yeah, those emotions come out and then they're in front of you and you can deal with them, right? And you know how to manage them. And so I just use it on the daily, everything from the little breathing techniques to just to walk away to everything we've learned along those 2 or 3 months. It's like it's changed me, like it's opened me up as a new person.
I love hearing that. And again, I witnessed it as the weeks progressed. Like you said, it got easier and easier
Mhm.
as the weeks went on. And I noticed it. And you would come to the session so excited about how you had handled something differently. And again, it's just an honor. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to share these tools with other people because I think people think that healing is a lot more work. And it is just being able to have the tools to apply it to the day to day situations so that they're not controlling you. Like you're in
Yeah,
control. You feel prepared.
yeah, and just to be willing to put yourself out there, because that was a
Mm,
huge thing for me, just to kind of like ask for help or to look for help. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So like even to be open to that is just like it it changes everything.
absolutely. It's huge. It's huge. And you were willing to do the like you're willing to apply the tools and integrate the stuff and be honest with yourself about what you were feeling. And that takes it takes a little bit of bravery for sure, but you see the
Oh,
payoff from doing that, right?
oh yeah, it's like 100% because it just changes everything and it just makes you see like the results that you get with it. So it's like you
Hmm.
want to continue doing it, right? It's not like
Yeah.
you're doing and doing and doing and nothing's happening. It's actually helping you. So you're like, oh, next time I'm gonna do it again. And like it just,
Yes.
yeah, it's a cycle and it's just a good cycle.
And it builds your, I mean, the main things is like helping you deal with burnout, having more energy, helping you deal with being overwhelmed, taking back control, and like helping you develop more self-confidence or like increase your self-worth. And do you feel like just how you feel about yourself and how you see yourself has improved from our work together?
Yeah, like especially like self confidence. It That
Mm,
was like a huge thing for me. Like I've always been down on myself, and now it's like I get my moments. Like
yeah,
don't get me wrong, but
we're human.
when yeah, exactly. But when I am in those moments where I'm like talking myself down or something, I just kind of like give myself a little pep talk and tell myself like, no, stay like that's you in the past. Like this
Mm,
is new you. Kind of continue and do what you want and like you know what I mean? So it's like
yeah.
even in little situations like talking to a bank teller, that was a huge
Mm,
thing for me. Now I go in and conquer the situation. Like I
yeah.
try not to think about it, and I pump myself up by giving myself a little like you know, and
Yeah, yeah.
in I go, and it always works. And I come out and I like kind of give myself a high five, and you
Yeah,
know,
yes.
yeah, so it works. Like it's just it makes everything so much easier.
I'm so proud. I'm so grateful to hear this for you. Guys, I swear I'm not paying him to say any of this.
Not at
This
all.
is his honest experience. And I can say it's been my honest experience too. And I'm just grateful that you were willing to share this with the listeners, Manu, so that people can hear firsthand from someone how this has helped them and how it continues to help you even after we've stopped working together now on a week to week basis. I'm always here
Mhm.
if you ever want to reach out in the future, but you have these tools, you apply them, you see the results. And so it's not like you're dependent on meeting with me, like you got
Mhm.
in what you needed and you're able to carry it out for the rest of your life, basically.
Yeah, and I always know that like if I go down another, downhill a
Yeah.
little bit, like you're there, and it's like I can always reach out, and you've always made that like super like clear to like no matter if it's 5 years, 5 months, 5 days, like just reach out and I'll be here to support you and whatever it is. So it's like it's
Absolutely.
super nice and helpful to like have that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here and we all go through dips and we don't know what life's gonna throw at us. And sometimes even when we have the tools, like something can be really sticky and we need support from other people. So absolutely I'm here and I'm really just really, really proud of you for always doing this work, being willing, showing up every week, actually, integrating and applying the homework that doesn't feel like homework, and as a result, like you get to see the results and you'll continue to see them. So thank you so much, Manu, for just sharing with the folks what your experience has been like and for trusting me with this process. And yeah, I just hope everyone who's listening, if there's anything I guess you would say to someone who's listening and is on the fence, maybe they're thinking about it, like what would you say to them?
I would just say jump. Like sometimes we always kind of like we'll psych ourselves out and like, oh, maybe next time or maybe in a week or whatever. Just jump. All it takes is just a one little jump and you're in. And like once that process starts, you won't even look back and you'll be like happier than ever. So I just say jump.
I love that. Jump in,
Yeah.
guys. I am
Yeah.
now taking clients. Send me a message and we can set up a phone call and I'll get to know you. You'll get to know me. We'll see if we're a good fit. And I would love to help you if you're listening to this. Listen to Manu, jump, book a call, get to
Exactly.
know me. And it really is so simple, so straightforward, so easy to apply, but you see such amazing shifts in your life. So thank you again, Manny, for being here. Thank you for folks who are listening for listening to another episode. You can find all the details to work with me in the show notes or check me out on Instagram at mighty_emotions. And I'm always here to be emotional support. I am your emotional fitness instructor. I'm here to help you conquer your discomfort and just thrive and live the life that you deserve to live, right? So all of us deserve to live. So, with that, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.